Genetic power has now been unleashed.
We made a terrible mistake.
What is that?
Biggest carnivore the world has ever seen.
Run!
What's going on, everyone? The Great Talent here, and today we're going to talk about Jurassic World Dominion. All right, hot off the coattails of just seeing it a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, as a matter of fact, on my birthday. And yeah, what a birthday! One of birthday presents it was. It wasn't that bad, folks. I'm not gonna lie, not gonna sugarcoat right off the bat. Went in with the lowest of low expectations. Came out feeling relatively delighted. Sure, it's not going to win any awards. It's totally not going to win any awards whatsoever. Other than being a big, dumb, action junkie movie with sprinkles of nostalgia here or there. Now, I know a lot of movies are doing that nowadays with just sprinklings of nostalgia to try and just sweeten the deal and sweeten the deal and make it like, and force you to drink and salt in the food so you drink a little bit. As the old expression goes. But it's done so in a tasteful way here. I enjoyed how they did it. I really did. I honestly thought they were going to bring back the big three. Dr. Sadler, Dr. Grant, and Dr. Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum. The characters who play them, actors who play them, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, and Sam Neill. I thought they were going to bring them back just for one scene. And as much as I love Ghostbusters Afterlife, don't get me wrong, I'm going to use that as a template, as a compare and contrast here. Ghostbusters Afterlife, that movie was special in a lot of ways, but they kind of sort of banked off of nostalgia a little too much at the end there, even though it was done in a tasteful way. The whole scene in that, they only brought back the main characters for one big scene together as a whole unit. They hinted it up until the very final scene, but and saying other comparisons like Matrix Resurrections, where you kind of didn't need to bring back those characters for any plot, any fucking thing whatsoever. It was already wrapped up nicely in the original trilogy. And even though Jurassic World has had its ups and downs during the past, in its past few years, I think it's been around 7 years now. I think was the last movie, 2015. Wow, I'm getting old. So I had no issues. I had issues with the whole Jurassic World movies. I still have issues with them, but I've had the least amount of issues probably with Jurassic World Dominion, more than likely because it ties the whole room together. And what do I mean by that? It pretty much wraps up story arcs from the 90s characters that that you didn't really, it kind of left it like an open interpretation in the original trilogy of the Jurassic Park trilogy, and you were kind of like, oh, what if, and it kind of at the end of Dominion, it kind of ties some story arcs together pretty nicely. And I don't want to go into too much spoiler details. Just know that it has something to do with the main original cast characters from the Jurassic Park days in the 90s that kind of gets their just dues in good and bad ways. The big three original actors, they are not just in it for one scene. They have a good integral part of the plot. From start to finish, they are part of the subplots. So basically, when the movie opens, it's years. It takes place 3 years after Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. If you don't remember what happened in that movie, just a brief summary. The end of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, the dinosaurs got loose from the island that was exploding from the volcano. Some of them made it back to the mainland, whether they've been transported there or taken there or whatever. They got loose and they started breeding and populating the main cities and continents across the globe. So now humans are pretty much just trying to deal with dino-related deaths every year and month to year. And then also this new big corporation rose up called Biosyn, try and cull the herd. They claim they're going to cull the herd, but all big corporations are evil fucks. So they always have an agenda at the end of the day after all is said and done. And this Biosyn Corporation actually is linked to the original Jurassic Park movie in a way that I won't spoil again, but you'll find out, and it's pretty fucking cool how it's related. But and this evil corporation is unleashing natural disasters onto the world so that only they can clean it up. So kind of like what a corporation would do is release viruses into the world, and then they only have the cure. So you're creating the problem, and you're the only ones who have the solution. So that's what fucking corporations do. I know I'm putting on my tinfoil hat here, but that's kind of showcasing it in this movie, so to speak. So anyway, you have two main focal points in the movie. You have Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are still in the movie. They're doing their thing. They're trying to, they're really investing a lot in this Blue the Raptor, domesticating raptors. I don't agree with that necessarily, domesticating raptors or taming them, but hey, if that's what it takes to drive the plot forward, so be it. So they're trying to, and also there's this clone girl now from the last movie. She's a clone, and they're all trying to capture her and trying to get her DNA and blah, blah, blah. And along with Blue had a baby or some shit and trying to capture the baby raptor. And it's just, they're on their own story to try and get them back or trying to go after them. And then Ellie, Dr. Sadler, Dr. Grant, and Dr. Malcolm are all together in another scene that all starts off with their, it's classic. You see, like you see in the trailer. I'm not spoiling anything because you see in the trailer, Dr. Grant Sam Neill is in his desert, his dig, and then fucking Dr. Sadler, Laura Dern comes in. She's like, we gotta stop these evil corporation from fucking shit up. She's like, are you in? She breaks down why. It's some devious fucking plot. And he's like, all right, I'm coming. They fucking go to this island where this corporation's lab is to meet Dr. Malcolm, who's infiltrated it already. And it's pretty fucking awesome. And they all get together. And as the movie unfolds, it has a really cool set of action sequences. Shit that takes place in like cities in like Madagascar and shit like that, and Africa and whatnot, where you really see and showcase that visceral action sequences with like raptors and other dinosaurs like carnosaurs and other fucking dinosaurs I don't really, triceratops, other dinosaurs I don't really know the names of, but really cool to see and engage with and watch them interact with and like really fucking over the top action sequence ways. The finale, like that, once the Madagascar scene takes off, I will say that's like the midpoint of the movie. It was 2.5 hours long. Once that part happens, that action scene, I will tell you this right now, the movie takes off and it doesn't slow down from there. Up until that point though, I would say up until like maybe the 30 to 40 minute mark, it's a little bit slow. The first act as a whole is very slow, very drawn down. I mean, they have to set up the pieces. I get it, but it's very slow. So I say just give it a shot. Once it's past that first act, it just picks up and never slows down, not until the very, very end. I thought the ending was really cool. It kind of just ties together everything, just ties together all those loose ends for the most part, and does so in such a way where you don't even think about another movie. Like if Universal Studios has another Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movie within the next like 3 to 5 or even I would say 5 to 10 years, they're fucking stupid, because this was almost a perfect ending to not only the sequel trilogy but also the original trilogy of the movie, in my opinion. I'm not saying perfect. Perfect is a unique word. I will say as best as these movies can, because they're silly at the end. They are very, very silly and nonsensical for the most part at the end of the day. I mean, with the exception of the first movie, which was fucking genius, pure genius. Other than that movie, I'll even give The Lost World a pass, but anything after The Lost World, yeah, it got things just got out of hand. So let's just say that much. But again, it's a dumb popcorn flick. You fucking pop the popcorn. I got a free large size popcorn on my birthday because it was my birthday. I had the AMC app. Got free popcorn. Well, my girlfriend, we brought some snacks. Fucking chowed down and fucking enjoyed it. We had a good time. I thought it was pretty good. So, which is going to lead to my score, and I'm going to wrap this up. So if I had to score Jurassic World Dominion on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, folks, and I'm gonna give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was probably, I'll say it, the best in the Jurassic Park sequel trilogy. If I had to rank now, I'm gonna give my final ranking of these movies, all 6 of them. So if I had to rank the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park movies together as a whole, as an entire franchise, entity, saga, I would go Jurassic Park number 1, obviously. Lost World Jurassic Park is gonna be ranked 2. I'll put Jurassic Park. You know what, folks? Fuck it. You know what, folks? I'm gonna do it, folks. I'm gonna put Jurassic World Lost Dominion as number 3. I'll put it in my top 3. Number 4, though, it's close tie with Jurassic Park 3. Then number 5 is gonna be Jurassic World, and then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is still the weakest link in this package still. So yeah. Jurassic World Dominion was great. I will probably own it on 4K Blu-ray. I am very picky with my 4K movies, and this is going to be added to the collection. I wish I could kind of swap it out for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, because that movie was a little kind of duty, a little bit duty. But anyway, with that being said, that is my little take on Jurassic World Dominion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I will catch everybody next time. Thanks, as always, for stopping by.